evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rajat Kharbanda. I'm the research director and the client partner at 6W Research. I'm here to give a short presentation on India's home appliances market. So, before I begin with my presentation, let me quickly give you a brief introduction about our company, 6W Research. 6W Research is a strategic research and advisory firm. We were founded in the year 2011. We provide market research and consulting services across various verticals such as electronics, IT, telecom, energy power, healthcare, etc. Some of our key offering includes Some of our key offerings include GTM studies, usability studies, consumer buying behavior analysis, brand perception and awareness, channel assessment, etc. So, uh, Coming back on the topic on India's home appliances industry.
दादा 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 ऑडियो बढ़ाना ऑडियो का लेवल अप
Yeah.
करने के लिए
So, how big is India's home appliance market? So, as you can see from the graph, that in 2021 the market was around 123,620 thousand crores, and the market reached about 158,770 thousand crores in the year 2024. By the end of this year, the market is estimated to reach around 173,853 thousand crores, and by 2031, the market is expected to be around 327,46 thousand crores, growing at a CAGR of 10.7%. So, some of the factors which are actually driving the growth of the market includes domestic manufacturing, then rising disposable income. Then we talk about government initiatives and also which are actually promoting local manufacturing. So some of these factors are actually driving the growth of the industry, and one key factor which is driving, which is easy financing option. So this is one of the major factor which is actually driving the growth of the industry. Now, these slides give us the information about various product types and their market revenues and share. So, as you can see from the pie chart, we have categorized the market of home appliances by lighting products, kitchen appliances, refrigerator, AC, and washing machines. So, if we talk about who are the leading segment amongst all, so lighting products, kitchen application, refrigerator are the leading ones, and they have captured about more than 50% of the market share and are expected to lead in the future as well. So below table shows the market revenues by year on year. So if I consider AC segment, so that was about in 2021 2704 thousand crore. It touched to 27,626 thousand crore in the year 2024, and by 2031 it is expected to be 6624 thousand crore, growing at a CAGR of 12.1%. Considering the refrigerator segment, which is also one of the key segment of the Indian market, which was 23,528 thousand crores in 2021. 24 it touched about 29,000 crores, and the market is expected to be around 54,000 crore by the year 2031. Similarly, other market numbers are stated in the below mentioned table. One critical, which is lighting product, which is the leading one, I would like to stress on that. 183,000 crores in 2021. Then 2024 it was 36,000 crores, and by the year 2031 it should be around 76,000 crores, growing at a CAGR of around 11.2%. So, like I mentioned that one of the key factor which is actually driving the growth of the industry, specifically if I talk about consumer durable segment, so that is local manufacturing. So government is playing a very active and crucial role in driving the growth of the industry and promoting local manufacturing. So many initiatives have been taken by the government to promote domestic manufacturing by giving incentives to different companies, and promoting the overall value chain and bringing the external technology to India and reducing the import tariffs as well. So another factor which is expected to play a vital role, which is Viksit Bharat 2047, wherein the Indian government is promoting to manufacture semiconductor facility, or you can say manufacture semiconductor chips in India. So these are expected to be in Gujarat and Assam. So overall, if we see the such kind of developments in India, then our reliance on countries like South Korea or Taiwan or China would be less. So it will ultimately shape the future of the industry for across different product categories. Now this is one very interesting slides which talks about consumer spending patterns towards home appliances. So these are some of the very critical factors which have emerged recently. So value conscious yet future driven. So consumers seek value for money, however, no longer settle for basic features. So they are now inclining towards advanced feature-based products rather than the basic ones. Then preference for mid-range appliances with smart features. So smart features are the key for the future, and the industry and in fact the consumer are adopting towards that. Now premiumization is on the rise. So what this means, the consumer are now targeting to purchase the product of a bigger ticket size, or you can say the appliances or product which are of more than 50,000 plus. Okay. Then shift towards EMI and subscription based purchases, in which the consumer now 50 to 60% of the market of the higher ticket value are going towards the EMI option, and even in some products subscription based purchases are also happening in the industry. Festival and flash sale driven spending. So moreover, Gen Z or millennial are actually purchasing different product categories, different products, either on flash sales or festival season. Then evolving preferences by regions and demographics. Urban tier 1 spend higher on premium kitchen and laundry appliances. Tier 2 and tier 3 and semi-urban fastest growing in the entry and mid-level segment, driven by electrification and first-time buyers. Dual income household and working women driving the kitchen automation demand. So on the right hand side, there's an interesting graph which shows that the total loan sanctioned against consumer durable products. So in 2020, if you can see, NBFCs have issued the loan of around 60.9 thousand crores to the individuals, and private banks 13.5 thousand crores. The graph is continuously increasing, except in 2021, of course, due to the COVID issues, the market was on the lower side. Otherwise, the market is continuously increasing, and we can see clearly from the number of loans being issued against the consumer durable products. In 2023, it was 88.3 for the NBFCs, and for the private banks, it was 28.2 thousand crores. These are some of the trends which are shaping in the year 2025, and in fact, it should be there in 2026 as well. So, like I said earlier, value conscious, feature focused buyers. So consumers are now, driving towards the products which are more feature driven. Smart appliances adoption is on the rise. So, the products which are connected, AI driven. So those products are now getting sold in the country. Shorter replacement cycle. A growing section of consumer, especially working professionals and nuclear families, are upgrading their products on a regular basis. So this has resulted into shorter replacement cycle. Rise of D2C and e-commerce influence. So as you know that D2C market is increasing across various channels, and in fact various product categories, and e-commerce is also now a key segment from which major sales are happening. So this is actually a huge trend which is happening in India currently. Then focus on energy efficient and sustainability. So products are purchased on the B ratings. So the products which have a higher energy efficiency are getting sold in the country. And again, due to lifestyle changes, the many product categories are now a new segment in the industry. Yeah, so that would be all from my side. If you have any queries, you can let me know.
Hi, I'm Vikas. So my question is that this report is completely upon the consumer demand. in market. But I would like to know that how we can be a self-reliant in the consumer electronic market, because in today's scenario, most of the companies are, even 90% companies are importing the products, right? But the government is putting a lot of efforts to increase the ecosystem, which is help the Indian companies to manufacture the products, which is global standards. But do you have any kind of research on that, like how or maybe what duration we can achieve that point of time that okay, we can be a self-reliant in the consumer electronic manufacturing?
See, if I say how many years when India will be actually maybe uh, producing in the country rather than going for the imported products or imported components. So I personally feel that it will take time. Definitely, if I consider the number of years, it should be not less than 10 years, to be very honest. Reason being, there are many things which are still lacking in India, like as I said, semiconductor chips, right? So India doesn't have those kind of facilities available. So government is planning to push, the manufacturing of such kind of, products. So whenever those kind of facilities are in place, then only we can think of, the India will be self-reliant. So I don't think so. Not less than 10 years. I mean, it should be 10 years or maybe 10, 12 years, which I personally feel of.
All right, and the second question is most of the Indian, I mean, the market is captured by global players like Samsung, LG, Thomson, and there are a lot of global names. What is the growth in the Indian brands where we, in terms of capturing the Indian market? So, what are the share of these in global brands and the Indian brands in India right now, or maybe after the 5 years?
See, currently, of course, the global brands leads. One thing which I have personally noticed is that the kind of evolvement towards the technology is still lacking in the Indian brands. I'll give you an example. We know that Micromax was one of the leader at one point of time, but they did not evolve as per the changing dynamics. So companies in India should evolve as per the latest technology, latest trend, or otherwise they will obsolete in the industry. So regular R&D should be in the place, and regular investment to develop a new technology or new product. If they are not doing that, then definitely they will be wiping off from the industry. So what I personally feel, currently the share is definitely less, but if we keep on investing in R&D, keep on developing something new innovative products, then of course the market share will definitely increase. If we compare technologies of maybe South Korea or China, we are nowhere in front of them, to be very honest. It will take time, but if we keep on progressing on the right path, and we get the support from the government in terms of say incentives or maybe tax benefits, then definitely we will see a good future for the Indian companies as well.
And the third one and the last question, because the Indian Gen Z, we are talking about the new generation. So how do they feel that are they adopting the international brand when it comes to the purchasing, or they are also looking for the Indian brands who are doing well? Maybe like for the mobile electronics, they they bu- they're purchasing Boat, they're purchasing Fireball, they're purchasing. There are a lot of different brands as well. But yes, there are, uh, the community where they just only want to buy the Apple, Samsung, maybe some other brands, international brands. So, what is the consumer behavior in terms of the new generation?
See, if I consider the tier one cities, right, definitely the push towards the big brands are more, right, because the of course the disposable income of the family is higher, the purchasing power is higher, so they definitely prefer Gen Z specifically. They definitely prefer the brands like Apple, Samsung, and etc. When we talk about mobile smartphones and all, so they definitely do that. But if I consider tier 2 and tier 3 cities, their dominance of Indian companies or maybe the companies which are less known, like Fire Boat and all, I mean Fireball, if I'm not wrong, the company name is. So those companies can prevail, and they can achieve a good share in those particular tier 2 and tier 3 city. Of course, the price is one of the critical factor, which is actually will be the driving factor for the adoption of the Indian companies. So my personal take on that, what I have seen from the industry, from tier 2 and tier 3 cities, the major Indian companies can play a vital role and they can capture majority of the share. Yeah.
Thank you, Raja.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kharbanda, for those deeply researched insights. Let's take a moment to felicitate Mr. Rajat Kharbanda for his comprehensive and forward-looking presentation. I invite Mr. Vaibhav Sharma back on stage for the felicitations, so please do the honors. And thank you once again, Mr. Kharbanda, for enriching today's knowledge sharing with your expertise. Thank you so much. Can you have a loud round of applause for them?